Hello, everybody, and welcome to the channel. And we got some Atlanta Braves baseball. Hello, everybody, and we got a three-game series with 1978 Braves traveling to Philadelphia to take on the Phillies. And to lead it off here in game number one of the three-game set, in center field is Office. Batting second, playing shortstop is Cheney. And batting third, playing right field is Matthews. Batting fourth, playing left field is Burris. Batting fifth, doing the catching's Pokeroba. Batting sixth, playing first base is Murphy. Batting seventh, playing second base is Gilbreth. Batting eighth, playing third base is Maddox. And on the mound, batting ninth is Solomon. Alrighty, and now for the hometown Philadelphia Phillies, leading off. Playing right field is McBride. Batting second, playing shortstop is Boa. Batting third, playing third is Smith. Batting fourth, playing left field is Lazinski. Batting fifth, playing first base is Hebner. Batting sixth, playing center field is Maddox. Batting seventh, doing the catching is Boone. Batting eighth and playing second base is Morrison. And on the mound for the Phillies is Larry Christenson, batting ninth. Let's get down here to Philadelphia and get this game started. And Office is going to lead it off here for the Braves. He's batting .291. He's got 2 homers and 15 RBIs. Larry Christensen, this is his 11th start of the year. He's 5-5 with a 3.57 ERA. And here's the pitch to Office. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Smith. He fires across the diamond, and there's one down. And Cheney comes to the plate, batting .244 with a homer and 6 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball again down the third. And again, Smith's got it. Might want to hit it somewhere else. And here comes Gary Matthews up. Matthews batting .222 on the year with 2 homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball the other way down to the other corner. And Hebner takes it himself, and the Braves go down 1-2-3. To the bottom of the first we go. Braves, nothing. Phillies coming to the plate with McBride in the ride. Boa and Smith. And McBride batting .272 on the year. He's got 3 homers and 17 RBIs. And this is Eddie Soloman's first start of the year. This will be his 14th overall appearance. He's 0-2 with 1 save and a 3.93 ERA. And here's the pitch to McBride. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be a base hit. So McBride gets aboard here with the leadoff single. And let's see here. Larry Boa, they're going to do a little hit and run, try to stay out of the double play. We're going to move these infielders, I can tell you that right now. Let's go here to Philadelphia. We'll do a little behind the scenes before it becomes an issue. I can tell you now that second base and shortstop, not going to be able to see them if somebody gets on base there at second. So we'll do a little pre-maintenance here. And go here to Veterans Stadium. We're going to move the first baseman over here. Second baseman here. Shortstop here. Third base here. Outfield looks good. We'll move the batter here. And the batter here. And first base. Move it here. And third base. Move it over here. And we'll just go in the other order here. Third base there. First here. Batters. Third base. Shortstop. Second base. And that should do it. Back to the game. There we go. That should look better. Yeah, that looks better. And now we're going to do a hit and run with Larry Boa. And that ball is hit well. This is not looking good for the Braves with him off and running. And his speed, it doesn't matter. That's going to be hit out in the right field. Larry Boa drives that ball into the gap, and that's going to score McBride from first. And just like that, it's 1-0 Philadelphia. SOLOMAN getting beat up as Aaron Reed joins us here. Check out his great channel, folks. You got a runner down at second, still nobody out in a 1-0 game, and Michael Jack Smith, who is struggling right now, folks. He's only batting .224, 7 homers and 28 RBIs. And Michael Jack Smith, they walking, might not be bad. Sets up the double play for the Bull, Lazinski. The Bulls even struggling worse than old Michael Jack Smith, batting .201 with 7 homers and 24 RBIs. Can they get the ground ball double play here? And that's going to be 22. That's going to be out in front of the plate, a 32 and a 7. And that'll be fielding column 2. That's going to be catcher's interference, folks. And that's going to load the bases. Catcher's interference. And the bases are loaded. Nobody out. Couldn't start any worse for the Braves than this. Ken Castro's happy. His Phillies look like they're going to blow this game open. Richie Hebner's up. And he's batting .319, off to a great start with 3 homers and 19 RBIs. Base is full of Phillies. Boa at third. Smith down at second. Lazinski at first. Here's the pitch to Hebner. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 6, and it ain't going to matter, folks. That's going to be barely. That's going to be a single over first base. Let's see how many runs it's going to score here, folks. Not looking good for the Braves. And Smith. Okay, so it's a single over first. And in the right field, that'll be a 38 to score from second for Smith. With nobody out. A 30. Okay. And they get from first 41 and a 5. A 20. So they're going to try to throw Smith out, or are they going to even send Smith? With a 20. They're going to hold Smith with nobody out. They're going to hold Michael Jack Smith. So it's just going to be an RBI single for Hebner. They're going to hold Smith at third. Still bases loaded for the Minister of Defense Gary Maddox. Maddox is batting .257 on the year with 6 homers and 30 RBIs. And this is just going to keep on raining, it looks like. That'll be a 7. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And this one might be deep enough to score Lazinski from second. So let's see here. That's going to be a 51. 28. Still nobody out though. 28. They're going to send Lazinski. Of course, Hebner's going to get down the third. So a 28, a 54 lower. And he's in there. So that's an RBI single, a 2 RBI single. And it is quickly 4-0. Still nobody out here in the first. Runners now on the corner. First and third. Braves just need an out somewhere, folks. And Bob Boone comes up. And Bob is batting .225 with 3 homers and 20 RBIs. And that's going to be a pop-up down the second. Gilbert makes the catch, and finally there's 1 out here. And a 4-0 game before you can even sit down and relax. That brings up Jim Morrison with the Doors. He's going to try to light your fire with a 169 batting average, no homers, and 7 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Solomon strikes him out. Now there's 2 outs. Runners still in the corners. And can Larry Christenson help himself? 9 men have made it to the plate, folks. Larry is 0 for 21, looking for his first hit of the year. And not going to happen. That's going to be swung and missed. Larry strikes out. Phillies score 4, leave 2 men on. It's 4-0 as we go to the top of the second. You got Burris, Pocoroba, and Murphy due up. Jeff Burris batting .312 on the year. He's got 9 homers and 36 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out to McBride in the ride for out number 1. Biff Pocoroba comes to the plate, batting .274 in the year with 5 homers, 15 RBIs. And that's going to be a fly ball out the left field. Lazinski makes the catch. And there's quickly 2 down here in the second. Can Dale Murphy get a 2-out rally started here? And the Murph batting .217 with 11 homers and 21 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Larry strikes the Murph out. Braves go down in order. To the bottom of the second we go. And we're back to the top of the order as 9 men came to the plate in the first. McBride started this game off with a single and came around to score. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Solomon strikes him out. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Larry Boa comes to the plate. He had an RBI double his first time up. And that's going to be a base hit. And Larry's aboard for the 2nd time today. So now you got Larry down at first. And Michael Jack Smith up. And Smith, he walked and came around to score his first time. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Eddie Solomon all of a sudden is finding the strike zone. He's got 4 strikeouts through 2 innings so far. And the Bulls up. Lazinski, he reached on a catcher's interference and came around to score. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Matthews. And the Phillies strand 1. We go to the top of the 3rd. It's still 4-0 Phillies. You got Gilbreth due up here, followed by Maddox and Solomon, the bottom 3rd of the order due up. And Rod, he is batting .231 with no homers and 14 RBIs. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. That's Larry's 2nd strikeout of the game. 1 up and 1 down here in the 3rd. And Maddox up, batting .444 on the year, folks. Off to a great start with no homers and no RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 9. And that's going to be hit out in the shallow left field. Larry goes back, makes the catch, and there's 2 down. Can Eddie SOLOMAN get something started here? Eddie is 0 for his first at bat of the year. And in 1978, Eddie batted .138 with no homers and an RBI. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Boa's got it, and again, the Braves go down in order. We make it to the bottom of the third. It's still 4-0 Phillies. You got Hebner due up here. He'll be followed by Maddox and Boone. And Richie, he singled and drove in a run. That's going to be a base hit in the right field. And Hebner's aboard here with a leadoff single. And Gary Maddox comes to the plate. And he had an RBI, a 2 RBI single his first time up. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And give Eddie SOLOMAN, man, he's up to 5 strikeouts in this game, folks. They're either hitting him hard or not getting any wood on the ball at all. Bob Boone, he popped up his first time up 0 for 1. And that's going to be a 6 and an 8. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. And with Richie's speed, he's going to stop at second. So now there's 1 out, 2 on for Jim Morrison. And Jim struck out his first time up against SOLOMAN. First and second, 1 down. Braves would love to see a ground ball double play. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. 35 and a 3. And that's going to be a throwing error. Runners are going to advance 2 bases. And that's going to score a run, and the runner's going to get down the third, an E5 on Maddox. And like I say, the runners advance 2 bases. Does the batter get down the second? That is the question. Just the first on throwing error. So now you got first and third. Larry Christenson's up, and it's a 5-0 ball game. And if they want Larry to bunt Jim down, they're going to let him swing away. He's 0 for 1. They got a 5-0 lead. Let's try to pound it on. And he gets a hold of this one because we don't need no stinking DH. How about that? And that's going to be a single in the right field. Larry goes the other way. And Jim is going to make it down the third. So an RBI single. Larry gets his first hit of the year and makes it a 6-0 ball game. And that'll get the bullpen up. Now you're back to the top of the order. Still first and third. McBride up 1 for 2. He did strike out his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now you got the bases full for Larry Boa. Braves looking for a double play here. Boa is 2 for 2 with an RBI double in this game. He singled back in the second also. And he gets a hold of this. Geez, you Pete's. That's a single in the center field. And this ball game is out of control, folks. Out of control. That'll be a 56. And so Larry's going to try to score. And what is that? I think it's a 33. 33. So Larry's going to try to score from second. That's a 63 or lower. He's safe. And he's in there. So that's a 2 RBI single by Larry Boa. And now you got first and third again. So now you got first and third, and that's going to be it for Eddie. Eddie can't get out of the third inning. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. And James Easterly's going to come out, try to eat up some innings. It's not who they want. Let's see here. It's either going to be Easterly or Divine. Let's see if Divine's rested. Nope, it's going to be Easterly. So Easterly's going to come out of the bullpen. And like I say, he's going to try to eat up some innings. Solomon can't get out of the third inning. These Braves struggling here in Philadelphia already. This is Easterly's 11th appearance. He has started 3 games. He's 1-1 with a 3.96 ERA. First and third, 1 out, and a 8-0 ball game. Mike Jack Smith at the plate is 0 for 1. He has walked and struck out yet to put the ball in play, and not anymore. Against the lefty. Actually hits lefties worse. How about that? That'll be a 25, a 9, and a 7. But it doesn't matter. That's a single over short. And Bo is going to stop at second. Or is he? Yeah, he's going to stop at second. And you got first and second in a 9-0 ball game, and the Bulls up. Lazinski, he is 0 for 1 today. He reached on catcher's interference and flew out his other time up. And that's going to be a ground ball down the second, a 22 and a 7. Can they turn 2 here? That is the question. Nope, that's a high pop up in the infield. Gilbreth makes the catch, and there's 2 outs. And now you got Richie Hebner, who, if I remember right, started this inning off with a single. So 10 men have come to the plate. Hebner's 2 for 2. Like I say, he singled earlier in this inning. Came around the score. And that's going to be a pop-up down the third. Maddox makes the catch. That'll end the inning. But 5 runs score, folks. And it's 9-0 Philadelphia. We get to the top of the 4th. Got the top of the order due up. The Braves got some work to do now against Mr. Larry Christensen. And Office, Cheney, and Matthews due up. Office 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be against the lefty. No, against the righty. And that'll be a 12 and a 9. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Smith. And he makes a nice play, fires over to Hebner, and there's 1 down. And Cheney's up, and he's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Minister of Defense. Maddox makes the catch, and there's 2 down. And it's up to Gary Matthews to get something going here. He's 0 for 1, grounded out to Hebner. And that's going to be another fly ball to Maddox. The Braves again go down 1, 2, 3. To the bottom of the 4th we go. And speaking of Maddox, he'll start it off here in the bottom of the 4th. They'll be followed by Boone and Morrison. Gary 1 for 2 with an RBI single in the game. And that's going to be a base on balls. Easterly walks him. And Bob Boone comes up now. And Boone's 1 for 2, singled his last time up. And that's going to be against the lefty. That is going to be a single in the left field. These Phillies just keep on pouring it on here First and second, nobody out. Jim Morrison up. And Morrison's 0 for 2. He did reach on an error his last time up and came around the score. Here's the pitch to Jim. And he gets a hold of this. This is crazy. Completely crazy. That's a single in the center field. And our Maddox with great speed out there, probably going to score with no throw. Unbelievable. So Maddox is going to score with no throw. Boone probably is going to hold at second. We'll see here with nobody out. Yeah, Boone's going to hold at second with nobody out. But the run scores. And it's still first and second. Nobody out for Larry Christenson. And he's already proved he don't need no stinking DH. He's had a single and an RBI his last time up. Here's the pitch to Larry. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Matthews. Sarge makes the catch. And there's 2-1 down here. And we're back to McBride. With one out, runners on first and second. McBride 1 for 2. He is singled and walked and struck out. And not this time. That's going to be against the lefty. A 10 and an 8. And that is a single in the center field. See if Boone can score now from second. So that'll be a 56. And with one out, they're going to send him. It'll be a 28. That'll be a 54 or lower. 54 or lower. He scores, and Morrison will get down the third. And the merry-go-round just keeps going, folks. An RBI single by McBride. First and third now, still only one out, and it don't matter who's on the mound. They can't get these Phillies out today. 11-0. And you see the Braves' upcoming schedule. They got 2 more games here in Philadelphia, and then they go home and take on the Cardinals. Larry Bow is a perfect 3 for 3, a double, 3 RBIs on the game. And that's going to be a catcher. 64. It's going to be a rare play. First and third on the 39. First and third on the 39. We roll some dice of 55 on the 39. And that'll be hit down the second. Cheney down there, 42 and a 7. 42 and a 7. And that's going to be fielding column 2. And with the defense back, first on air, runner scores, other the third. Unbelievable. That's an E4. Runner on first gets down the third. It's still first and third. 12-0. And nothing's going the Braves' way. And here comes Smitty up now. Smith 1 for 2 with an RBI. Here's the pitch to Mike. And he gets a hold of this, folks. That ball is crushed. How far is this ball going to go? That's going to be a 7. And that ball is on over Office's head, off the wall. And that's going to clear the bases. That's a 2-run double by Smith. And just like that, folks, it is now 14-0. So, as the Philadelphia Eagles are up 14-0 on the Atlanta Falcons, but it ain't. It's a 14-0 Phillies over the Braves. Sad to say. Lazinski's 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch to the bull, and that's going to be a fly ball out to left field. 22-1. And that's going to be an error, and the runner's going to get the third. So another error, an E7, first and third. These Braves now with 4 errors in the ball game, losing 14-0. And Hebner's at the plate, and Hebner's 2 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss, and that's out number 2. And Maddox comes to the plate now. He's 1 for 2 today with 2 RBIs. And that's going to be popped up. Nope, that's going to be, that's going to be popped up. We're at, that's going to be popped up in the foul territory down the third base line. Cheney goes after it, makes the catch, and that'll finally end the inning. 5 more runs score. It's 14-0. How many batters came to the plate? What an ugly ball game this is, folks. How many batters came to the plate that inning? So it was 1, 2, 3. That was 9 that came to the plate. 9 more came to the plate. Damn. Crazy. We go to the top of the 5th, 14-0. Burris, Biff Pocaroba, and Dale Murphy due up. Here's the pitch to Jeff. He's 0 for 1. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. And why shouldn't Larry just attack with a 14-run lead? And Biff is up. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Larry Boa. Can he make the play here? That is the question. A 25 and a 10. That'll be fielding column 1. And nope, that's going to be an E6. The first Brave to get on base here is Biff Pocaroba with an error. That brings up Murphy now. 1 out and a runner down at first. Murphy's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Murphy goes down again. 4 strikeouts for Larry. And Gilbreth comes to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a strikeout. And that's going to be a 36. And that's going to be a rare play. A 54 and a 35. 54 and a 36. 54 and a 36. And that's going to be a ground ball. That'll be hit down the second. 36 and a 6. 36 and a 6. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And that's first on air. He dropped the fly ball, and the runner's going to score the whole way from first. Unbelievable. So that's going to be an E4. The runner's going to score from first. So Larry gives up 2 errors in this inning, and a run scores. The runner's going to score from first, and the batter's going to get down the second. Unbelievable. What a nutty game this is. So now you got a runner down at second, 2 outs, and it's a 14-1 ball game. And so far, there's no hits in this game for the Braves, but they've scored 1 run. Jerry Maddox is up. He's 0 for 1 today. And that's going to be probably the first hit of the ball game. This is crazy. And that's going to be a 9. Yep, that's going to be a single in the right field. And Gilbreth's going to try to score, and it'll be another unearned run. But they finally get a hit. That'll be with 2 outs. I'll be a 56. McBride doesn't have that good of an arm. And Gilbert's going to score with no throw. So the first hit of the game drives in the second run of the game. And it is now 14-2. And that's going to be it for Easterly. Pitch hit for him. And who is going to come out of the bullpen? And we'll look here. First, we'll get the pitch hitter. That'll be it for Easterly. Then we'll decide who's going to come out of the bullpen. But first, let's see who's going to bat for him. And Cito's going to come off the bench. Cito Gaston's going to come off the bench and pitch hit for Easterly. And Cito's batting 172 in the year with 2 homers and 4 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Larry. He doesn't mess this one up. He's going to fire over to first. And that'll end the inning. But the Braves scored 2 unearned runs and make it 14-2. So we go to the bottom of the 5th. See who's going to come out here and pitch. And Dave Campbell is going to come out of the bullpen. The pitch. Try to eat up some innings. And a 14-2 game. He'll be facing the bottom third of the order. Boone, Morrison, and Christenson. And Bob is 2 for 3 today. He has scored twice. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Cheney. And there's 1 down. Hooray for the Braves. Jim Morrison comes up. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be against the righty. That's going to be an infield hit. So Morrison gets aboard here with 1 out. And Larry's going to swing away with a 12-run lead. He's 1 for 3 with an RBI. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. Campbell's first strikeout of the game. And McBride comes up. He's 2 for 3. He has walked, scored 3 times, and has an RBI. And that's a ground ball down to Cheney. And that'll end the inning. And that's it for the Phillies. They strand 1 to the top of the 6th we go. With the top of the order due up here for the Braves. We've got Office, Cheney, and Matthews due up. Office is 0 for 2. It's a ground ball down to Morrison. And there's 1 out. And Cheney comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's a base on balls. Braves will take any runner they can get right now. And the Sarge comes up. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. Can they turn 2 is the question. No, they'll get the lead runner out at second. But Matthews beats the throw. That'll be a 6-4 put out. Now there's 2 down. Jeff Burris at the plate. He's 0 for 2 today. And that's going to be a ground ball back to Larry. And he'll fire over to first. Actually, that's a swing and a miss. He strikes him out. And that'll end the inning. The Braves strand 1 to the bottom of the 6th we go. With the bottom part of the order, no, the top of the order, 2, 3, 4 hitters up. Boa, Smith, and Lazinski. See, the Braves are 19 and 33, batting .247 with a .316 on base percentage, slugging .370 with an OPS of .686. The Phillies are 28 and 21. They're batting .238, worse than the Braves, On base percentage is .319, slugging .369 with a .688 OPS. Bella is 3 for 4 with a double, 3 RBIs in this game. That's going to be a fly ball out to Matthews for out number 1. And Michael Jack Smith's 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and a double. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Cheney. And there's quickly 2 outs here in the 6th. Can the Braves get a 1-2-3 inning here? Lazinski, he is 0 for 3. And that's going to be a base on balls. No, they can't. So the Bull gets aboard here. And Richie Hebner's up. The runner on first, 2 outs. He's 2 for 4. And that's a swing and a miss. Campbell strikes him out. We go to the top of the 7th, 14-2. Phillies. You got Pocoroba due up, followed by Murphy and Gilbreth. And Biff is 0 for 2 today. Did reach and score on an error his last time up. And against the righty, that's going to be a 10. And that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Biff's aboard here, and now the Murph's up. Dale Murphy, he is 0 for 2. He has struck out both times. And that's a ground ball down the short. And we'll get Pocoroba out at second. Murphy beats the relay throw. And there's 1 down. Ron Gilbreth comes up now. He's 0 for 2. He reached on an error and came around to score. And that's going to be against the righty. That'll be a 15 and a 10. And that is going to be a fly ball. The Bull out there makes a nice play, takes a hit away from Gilbreth. 2 down, still runners at first and second for Jerry Maddox. He's 1 for 2. He did drive in a run with a single his last time up, and that's going to be a single into, let's see, 9. Yep, that's a single into right field. And a 4, and a 51. And Murph, the only way they can get him out's on a 65 or a 60. Yep, 65 or 66. Murph's down there at third. So first and third, 2 outs. Single in the right, first and third now. And Dave Campbell coming up. I'll have a pitch hitter here for Campbell. See who's going to come off the bench here. And Bob Beal is going to come off the bench. And Bob is batting .311 on the year with no homers and 2 RBIs. And that's going to be against the righty, 14. And that's going to be a base hit in the right field. And that's going to be the first earned run of the game for Larry. So that's a base hit. Let's see here. In the left field, correct? And the right field. So base hit in the right field, and he should get to third easily. Yep. So we're going to have first and third again. And now it's a 14-3 ball game. As Bob Beal delivers here with an RBI single. First and third now, and we're back to the top of the order in Office. And Office, he is 0 for 3 today, grounded out all 3 times. And that's a swing and a miss. Larry strikes him out, and that ends the 7th. We go to the 7th inning stretch in a 14-3 ball game. And who's coming out of the bullpen here? Got the righties coming up. I think Divine's going to come out of the bullpen here. Let's see. Actually, Rick Camp's going to come out of the bullpen. What the hell? Rick Camp's coming out of the bullpen. So Camp's coming out of the bullpen. And he'll be facing the Maddox, Boone, and Morrison. Maddox is 1 for 3 today. And he gets a hold of this off of Rick Camp. And that ball is high. That ball is far. Forget about it. Gary Maddox hits his 7th homer of the year. Makes it 15-3. And now Boone's up. Nobody out, nobody on. And Boone's 2 for 4 today. And that's a base on balls. And Rick Camp ain't the answer, that's for sure. Boone's aboard here with a walk. Morrison comes to the plate. He's 2 for 4 today. And that's going to be a fly ball out the Office. Office makes the catch, and there's 1 down. Larry Christenson's 1 for 4 today with an RBI. And that's going to be a fly ball out to Jeff Burrison. There's 2 down here. And McBride comes up. And he is 2 for 4 today. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Camp settles down after the homer. We go to the top of the 8th, 15-3 Phillies. You got Cheney due up, followed by Matthews and Burris. Larry's still out there on the mound. When is Larry due up? We might get Larry out of this game. Got the 8th and 9th to come. They got one hell of a bullpen. So let's see here. And they're going to do a double switch here. I think McBride's going to come out of the game. Let's see who's going to come out here and pitch. So Warren's going to come out here and pitch. Let's see here. Who can play right field for McBride? That's what we need to know. Right field for McBride. Martin's going to come in. He's going to play right field. And Warren's going to come in and pitch. And he'll bat in the leadoff spot. Martin's coming in, McBride's coming out, and Warren's coming in. So and we're back. And Ken, your Phillies are doing good, Ken. Just kicking ass. The Braves can't get a soul out. So now we're at the top of the 8th inning. You got a new right fielder, a new pitcher on the mound, and Cheney at the plate. And Cheney's 0 for 2. And that's going to be a ground ball down the Smith. And Michael Jack Smith fires over to first to Hebner, and there's one down. The Sarge is up. Matthews is 0 for 3 today. And he gets a hold of this, drives that ball into the gap. That's a 1-out double. So Matthews is aboard here. Jeff Burris comes to the plate, and he is 0 for 3. He has struck out his last 2 times up. And that's going to be against the righty, 20 and an 8. And that's going to be a ground ball down the short. See if the runner stays put. Yep, he looks the runner back to second, fires over to first, and now there's 2 down. And now Biff Pokeroba's up, and he is 1 for 3. He got a single his last time up. And that's going to be a base on balls. So now the Braves got first and second. 2 outs for Murphy. Can Murph do something here? He's 0 for 3. He has struck out twice today. Trying to avoid the hat trick. And that's not going to happen. That is the hat trick. And I forgot to say, this is Warren's 11th appearance. He's 2-0 with a 1.17 ERA, and he strikes Murph out. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 15-3 Phillies. You got Boa, Smith, and Lazinski due up. Larry is 3 for 5 with three RBIs on the game. And that's going to be a base hit. Let's see, against the righty. 7, that's going to be a base hit in the left field. So Larry's aboard here with leadoff single. Let's see what Mike can do. He is 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. And that's a ground ball down the third. 45 and a 3. And that's going to be fielding column 3. And he'll get the batter out at first. A runner will get down in the scoring position with 1 out for Lazinski. And the bull's up now, and he is 0 for 3. Is he the only Philly without a hit? Let's take a look, because Larry got a hit. He might be the only Philly without a hit. Yes, he is. The bull is the only Philly without a hit today. So he's going to go 0 for 4 here. And yes, he is, as Rick Camp strikes him out. So the bull, after all this production's going on, isn't part of it. 0 for 4. Hebner's 2 for 5 today. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Murph. He tosses it over to Camp covering, and out to win the inning. Larry gets stranded down at second. We go to the top of the ninth in a 15-3 game. And Gilbreth, Maddox, and a pitch hitter for Camp due up here in the ninth. Gilbert's 0 for 3, did reach and score on an error. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. One down here in the ninth. And Maddox comes to the plate, 2 for 3 today. He has 2 singles in the game. And that's going to be a ground ball down to Larry. And the Braves are down to their last out. And he's going to pitch hit here for Camp. And let's see. And the Rocket's going to come out. Let's give the Rocket a plate appearance here. Pat Rocket's going to come off the bench. I bet you do love seeing this, Ken, buddy. Yeah, this is crazy. The Rocket batting 155 on the year, no homers and 10 RBIs. And that's going to be a ground ball down the third. Smith takes his time, fires over the first, and that's your ball game, folks. 15-3. The Eagles beat the Falcons. It's crazy. Now the Phillies tear up on the Braves 15-3. Take a look here at the box score. Let's see what this is. The Braves had 4 errors. Yeah, it sure didn't help, did it? Defense sure didn't help them. The Phillies, though, they had 2 errors, both of them costly at the 2-run score. Phillies 15 runs, 17 hits, 2 errors. The Braves 3 runs, 5 hits, and 4 errors. Jerry Maddox only Braves with a multiple hit game. Braves was 2 for 5, left 6 men on base. Really? Oh, I didn't see. Yeah, the Bull was the only Philly without a hit, and Larry Christensen, the pitcher, was the only one without a multiple hit game. Look at that. The Phillies were 8 for 21 with runners in scoring position. Maddox hit a homer. They left 11 men on base. Eddie Sullivan got lit up like a Christmas tree. He drops to 0-3, 2 1/3, 9 hits, 9 runs, 6 of them earned. Walked 2, struck out 5. Easterly comes in, throws gas, oil, you name it, onto the fire. 1 2/3, 5 hits, 5 runs, 3 of them earned. Walked 1, struck out 1. Dave came in and finally quieted him up. 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 2 strikeouts. Rick Camp, 2 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, walked 1, struck out 2, and gave up the homer to Maddox. Larry Christensen was pitching a shutout and a no hitter through what inning was that? Through the 7th inning. Larry goes 7 innings, 4 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned, walked 1, struck out 6. He goes to 6-5. And Warren Brewster comes in, 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk. Take a look at the rest of the National League here. First game up is going to be the Padres going to Chicago. And the Cubbies win a close one. 5 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. The Padres, 4 runs, 8 hits, and no errors. Then you got the Dodgers heading up to Montreal to take on the Expos. Tommy John against May. Should be a good game, you would think. Rudy. And the Dodgers lose. Was this a walk-off? Yes, it was a walk-off win by the Expos. The Expos 5 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors. The Dodgers 4 runs, 11 hits, and no errors. Then you got the Giants taking on New York Mets, and let's see what happens here. Nepper against Kuzman. And the Giants win 5 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. And the Mets 2 runs, 7 hits, and no errors. And then Aaron Reed's Reds travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Pirates. And the Reds win a close one. 8 runs, 10 hits, and 2 errors. The Pirates 7 runs, 14 hits, and 1 error. And the last game is the Astros taking on the Cardinals. J.R. Richards going up against Martinez. See how many strikeouts J.R. can get. And a 3-1 Cardinals win. See what the star is. Richards, 12 strikeouts. Like I say, he is a strikeout machine in the loss. Cardinals win, though. 3 runs, 5 hits, 2 errors. The Astros, 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. Take a look here at the standings after June 9th. And the Expos are now a half a game up on the Phillies. Cubbies are a game and a half back. The Pirates 2 games back. The Mets 12 games back. And the Cardinals 15. And out west, the Dodgers are a game up on the Giants. Houston's 3.5 games back. The Padres 4.5. The Reds 7. And the Lonely Braves are 13 games back. Jack Clark's leading the National League with a .357 batting average. And George Foster's now got 14 homers and 53 RBIs to lead the National League. Jim Barr with his 1.64 ERA is leading the National League. Steve Rogers with 10 wins. And now Doug Bear and Raleigh Fingers and Bruce Sutter, 3-way tie for 9 saves on the year. And George Foster's leading in the MVP voting. Steve Rogers is leading in the Cy Young. We should have a nice pitching matchup in the next game. You got Dick Rusman, and I think this is going to be his last start for the Braves. He's going to get traded to Philadelphia for Gene Garber. So Dick Rusman's going up against Jim Cott. Should be a good game. Good game. It's probably going to be them stinking Dodgers, Ken. Probably the stinking Dodgers. They're tough. They are tough. So I want to thank Ken Castro and Aaron Reed for stopping by. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. If you haven't already done so, hit that like button and bell. Until next time, y'all have a great day and take care.